So I only seen the original 77 Suspiria once. So I don't have decades of baggage, I don't have this huge love affair with the film, I can't quote the movie, I don't remember scenes and scenes and scenes of it, I can't do any of that. I've only seen it once. So I don't have, I guess, any of that coming with me when I watched Suspiria 2018. It's a movie directed, and I'm going to butcher these names, by Luca Guadagnino, and the screenplay by David Kaganich. Sorry, guys. Based on the original screenplay of the film. Music is by Tom York. It's starring Tilda Swinton, Dakota Johnson, Chloe Moretz, and Mia Goth. And the gist is the same as the original film. You've got a woman named Susie this time. It's played by Dakota Johnson. She comes from America, like in the original, to join a ballet troupe in Berlin. And then strange supernatural shit starts happening. There is going to be a few comparisons to the original in this. It's unavoidable. It's a remake. So I guess you're going to have to address that. One thing I want to address up front is the length. This is a little longer, I think, than the original. The original was over 2 hours, maybe 2:20. This one's about 2.5. And you might not think this when you watch this movie at the time. You might not think it at all. You might think I'm absolutely crazy. But I think there is not a scene or moment wasted in the 2 hours of runtime. Yeah, wow. Yep, I'm happy with a movie that was 2.5 hours. And there's not a scene wasted. In fact, there'll be scenes that jump out of you as out of place and weird, or just weird. And you're just like, well, how does that fit into the rest of the movie? Where is this going? You ever watch a movie that gives you this really cool twist, and then rather you and your friends or family talk about that twist at the end, and then talk about how things that happened prior to the movie, all come together to create this wonderful moment you didn't expect. You know, sometimes in those movies, rather than let you have those discussions, right around when the twist is revealed, they'll give you a montage of all the previous shit in the movie, of all the things that you should have noticed but you really didn't. And then it takes away the discussion. Like, what's there to talk about? Do you like that twist? Yep, cool. This movie doesn't do that. This movie doesn't hold your hand and tell you everything that's happening. But unlike the original, it's not a confusing mess. This one has a story, a well-defined, well-rounded, well-acted story right from the beginning. So when you see something that's a bit out of place or not quite right or whatever, it'll fit. By the time you finish the movie, you'll think about some of these scenes, and then you'll be like, oh, right. And rather than someone saying, here's the things that led up to this. Remember? No, this movie doesn't do that. You have to remember. You have to pay attention. You have to maybe watch it twice. This is a very rich, very deep, and very satisfying movie. There are some very strong themes in it. I wish I knew some of the things before starting, not because they're bad, but just because they brought back some very emotional things for me. One of those is this bond of motherhood and mums, I guess. I lost mine a couple months ago, and just that kind of theme and impact running throughout the movie, just it really hit me here, man. And some of the aspects of motherhood in this movie are goodish, some are bad. Of course, it's a fucking horror movie. The fact that this movie made me feel those things made it feel like a much more powerful film than the 77 original. The acting's top notch. Dakota Johnson plays Susie in this version, but completely different character. Yes, they're both Americans who come to Berlin to be in a dance troupe or ballet academy, whatever. But they're both very, very seemingly different characters right from the get-go. Different roles in the movie, but similar as well. I don't want to go too much more into it than that. So if you're expecting her to be the exact same character that Jessica Palmer was in the first film, Jessica Harper was in the first film, you're going to be disappointed. That's what I mean. You don't want to bring your love of the original or dislike of the original, in some cases, being my sister and wife, to the remake. It's a different beast, absolutely different beast. Tilda Swinton plays 3 roles. One of them is Blanc, who is the main dance teacher, a ballet teacher at the academy. She plays 2 more roles. I won't tell you what they are. That's up for you to figure out and pay attention to. Absolutely phenomenal. In fact, I'd say Tilda and Dakota steal the show. There's lots of great, wonderful performances in this movie as well. But your 2 heavies, your 2 characters that have most of the screen time, top notch. And I found, even though that Dakota's Susie is different, I found her just as captivating as the original. I found the horror in the first one to be very confronting and disturbing, but there was always this sense of, oh, what the fuck's going on? I don't know what's happening in this movie. The remake, there might still be some sense of that, but there is a story behind it, and you feel like it's always leading somewhere with that story. They're not forgetting it to show you something cool, you know. It's just, the horror is more powerful and more disturbing in this remake because the story is so much better in every way. So you feel that more. You feel their pain a lot more. It's more, maybe not more visually graphic all the time, which is weird because it's a 2018 movie and the original 77, but you will feel just as confronted, I guess, as you might have been with some of the originals. Maybe even more so. The horror just hits harder, and there's no bright colours in this remake either. You'll remember the original, vibrant, beautiful to look at. Every shot you just want to press pause and devour it with your eyeballs. This movie's more muted. It's set during the winter. There's lots of snow, lots of greys, lots of dreariness. And I think that works a lot better. The dance, or the ballet academy. I can never say ballet academy. I want to say dance studio. Like, as soon as you leave it, you're facing the Berlin Wall that has heaps of graffiti and shit on it. It feels more like 1970s Germany than the original movie did. Because I feel like Berlin is a character in this movie just as much as the people in it. The music is quite muted and understated a lot of the time as well. It's not as loud or as in your face or as maybe as iconic as the original's music. But it fit. It fit really well, and it doesn't quite get in the way, you know. I think they realized they had something cool with the original and just played the shit out of it, you know. This one, they don't use the music. It's more about, I guess, the drama than anything else. I say this movie does absolutely everything better than the original. Better actors, better story. Like, ballet's not even a huge thing in the original. Like, you might see 2 scenes of them doing ballet or some shit, and that's about it. They're very short. It's weird because it's set in a ballet academy. Yes, I said that right. This one's all about the ballet. The ballet is an important part of the movie. I don't even like ballet, but you're riveted to the scenes and how they play out and how they use ballet and movement and dance to kind of bring out all this supernatural horror ritual elements. There is a scene, I'm not going to spoil any of it, you'll know it when you see it. Lasts for quite a while. I've never seen anything like it. It's fucking horrifying and incredible. And it's that one scene to me alone is better than anything in the original. I'm sorry. There it is. I gave the original 7 out of 10. I don't hate it. I think it's a very good movie. But I think this movie is a great one. The remake is superior. I'm still wanting to talk about it. I didn't want to wait to do this review. I wanted to just go online and tell all my friends that I watched this, and I was like, oh my god, have you seen it? Let's talk about it. I've had to chill, bite my tongue, make this review. I still want to talk about it. Have you seen it? Talk to me. Let me know what you think. Give me a like, dislike, share, and subscribe, and all that kind of shit. This is definitely something I'm going to revisit in the future. And definitely something I'm going to want to have on my shelf as a Blu-ray. Yeah, I won't be mad if I never see the original again. I liked it, but I won't be mad if I never see it again. I need to see this one again. Beautiful, horrifying, incredible, and emotional. I loved it. Let's stick it up on the wall. The Suspiria. Suspiria.